So this is the story of an action potential who lives in the part of the homunculus in the motor cortex in the brain that corresponds to the big toe on the right specifically. So he's from the left side of the brain, and he's a he because the left side of the brain is the male side, in spiritual terms at least, but that's where a lot of our logical processing happens as well. But he corresponds to the right side of the body, which is considered to be the masculine side of the body in spiritual and yogic terms as well. So the left side of the brain is masculine, the right side of the body is masculine. But he originates in this part of the brain, travels all the way down the motor system until he reaches the right big toe. And he has been trained all his life to figure out how to get there. So he goes to the academy, he's taught how to run at the speed of thought to convey this message that makes the big toe wiggle. He is taught how the nervous system works, the quickest way to get down the nerve pathways, the directions, what to do when he gets to the decussation, which is the part of the nervous system where the fibers cross over, so that now he's gone from the left side of the brain to the right side of the body. So he's given all of this information in his academy, which lets him know how to fulfill his destiny, which is to get the big toe to move. And so this is the story of this guy. His name is Swift, and I mean, it starts with him, but actually it starts with the big toe cell, Ayanda, who is the most intelligent cell, if you want to call it that, in this body, because she is the one who, when Swift arrives and fulfills his destiny and sprinkles this acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter that then signals for calcium to flood into the muscle cell and cause it to contract. She says no. And the reason she's saying no, we find out in the story, is because there is a fungal infection of the toenail, which are the neighboring tribe to her muscle cell tribe in the big toe. And this fungal infection is called the dreaded onychomycosis. And if you've ever seen a fungal infected toenail, it can be a very nasty sight. But her question to the people of her tribe, who don't really care that the fungal infection is devastating the toenail, her question to her people is, why don't we care? And why do we keep on responding to this message that is coming from somewhere? We don't even know where it's coming from. We just keep on bowing, keep on doing, keep on following the command because it tells us to do this. And because we think that we will only get the reward of the yummies, which is glucose, which, you know, all cells, most cells at least, need to use for energy generation. So she's saying, we're only doing this because we want the yummies, but what if we stopped? And what if we said no? Who would then respond to our inaction? And the reason she's saying this is because she wants to know, like, who is doing this? Who is this? And if you ask yourself right now, if you wiggle your own big toe right now, I'm wiggling mine, who is doing this? Who am I speaking to you? Who is moving my mouth? What is making me want to make this YouTube video? What was it within me that wrote this story in the first place? Who is central command of your own body, of your own life, of your own being, of your own consciousness? And who is central command in general? And with all the messed up stuff that we see in our own lives and in the world right now, I am very curious to know who central command is, because just like Ayanda, I would like to have a word. And just like Ayanda, who is just a little muscle cell in the periphery of the body, the furthest place away from where we think central command is. She's just a toe cell. she is still significant enough to be heard by the greater system and by the greater whole, because she is a part of it. And so there is a natural law. My daughter just stubbed her toe today. She's walking around limping right now. You know, it was terrible. It was a very, very big problem. And I have stubbed my toe before, and I know it's a big problem. And so it's moments like this in our own body where we see that the least significant cells, the ones that we never think about, we take for granted, can literally floor us and cause us to change our behavior. So if we are those cells within this greater body, and that's why this is a fractal, multi-dimensional story, because we know about fractals, right? We know about the harmonics of the universe, the mathematics of the universe, and the fact that there are self-similar patterns all the way from a cosmic and galactic level down to the cellular level. And so in this fractal pattern, we are in these human bodies that have microcosmic fractals going down, but we are also a microcosmic fractal of the macro going outwards. And so like Ayanda, we can also feed back to the system, like your big toe when it is stubbed. You can also feed back to the system about what you are happy with, what you are unhappy with. And it has to listen, because that is natural law. You have to respond to the cells in your body that are distressed because you want to remove the pain that they're in, or you want to change what you are experiencing because of what they're feeding back to you. So self-similar patterns, fractals, baby. So this book I started writing 20 years ago when I was a student in Australia. And I didn't really know what I was writing or what was choosing to write itself through me. That's the only way I can truly put it. But there was just this thought that I had, what would happen if my big toe decided to stop working? If it protested, if it said, this is not working and we need to have a chat. So whoever is running this ship, I would like to have a word with. And then my knee joined in and was like, well, if the big toe's going to have a word, I've got a thing or two that I'd like to say as well. And all the way up my body, everybody had something that they wanted to feed back to Central Command. And that's what this story is about. It is about this action potential that has gone from, apparently from Central Command to the big toe, and its command has been refused by the people that it was supposed to send the message to. And so now they have to go on a journey back through the body to discover who is it that said wiggle the toe at this moment? Who is that? And are they aware of the things that are happening in the body, like the dreaded onychomycosis? And if they are aware, why are they allowing it to happen? They would like to have a word. We would like to have a word. And in the journey, along the journey, I would love to invite you into the cosmos that is inside your body, and the multitude of cells and tribes and people and characters. There are chondrocytes in the joints, there are liver cells, there are lymph node cells, there are ovarian cells, there are so many multitudes of peoples, just like on this planet, so many multitudes of peoples, of species. Fascinating, different, the same, all arising from the same 23 chromosomes of DNA, but all different, all differentiated differently through their embryonic cell layer of choice that they arose from. And yes, and so they go on this journey. It's a quest, it's a hero's journey. So they learn about each other, they learn about themselves, they learn about the greater whole that they're a part of. And it's a story about us, and it's a story about dreaming, and it's a story about imagination. It's a story about power. It's a story about our power. It's a story about the collective. It's a story about connection. It's a story about oneness, that your brother cannot be suffering over there and you be okay, because one day, whatever has got them is going to be coming for you too. So how do we dream this alive together? How do we find out who is running this? And how do we remind them that we are running it too? Actually, how do we remind ourselves that we are running it too? And we always have been. We are not victim to the commands. We are not beholden to responding to them. We feed back to the system, and we are significant enough to do so, just like the cells in a stubbed toe. So I welcome you on the journey. You can find it in lots of different places because there's different parts of the journey as well. So the actual book will be released chapter by chapter. And because this is an ongoing process, you know, you can even slide me some suggestions. I'm very open to an iterative evolutionary process. But the book is on www.theuniverseinme. And then if you want to take more deep dives, you'll find some things here on YouTube, and also in our school community, where we begin to actually practice the embodiment in our day-to-day lives right now, like this, of the principles and what is coming out of the book and what the cells are learning about themselves, and using the vehicle of the body, the wisdom of the body, and health itself to be a fractal, multidimensional beacon or pointer towards what true harmony is on the macrocosmic scale as well. So if this speaks to you, I'm really excited to welcome you, and please join the community so that we can start talking to each other. Bye.